Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Iheruma Deberechukwu Callistus. I am the founder of Global Eyes Modern Technologies. In this training video, we are going to cover custom dimension and matrix. So first, let us define what a dimension and a matrix are. So dimension is a piece of data that describes the action that our users took. Now this is string and is something that is descriptive about what happened. And a matrix is something that describes what happened and its numerical values can be changed. Okay, so let's have an example of what dimension metrics are. In Google Analytics, already there's a purchase event, and part of that event, we can provide an item category, but we can also provide a price or a quantity that was purchased, and that will be a matrix. Now, a custom dimension is a dimension that you come up with yourself and it's not already provided to you by analytics. And it has something to do with your business and is specific to what you are trying to accomplish. There is one thing to keep in mind about custom dimensions, and that is cardinality. And that's just a fancy word that means the uniqueness of the data that you are sending through. For instance, in that example, we have an item category as a shirt. We wouldn't want to have tens of thousands of item categories because that's really going to mess with our report that we are sending through. So now what we are going to do in this training is that we are going to create a custom dimension on an event parameter that we created in the previous tutorials for custom events. So we will be able to use that data better in our report to understand how users are signing up to our newsletter. And we can even tell which of the pages was used the most to sign up for the newsletter. Was this from the footer or from the newsletter sign up page? But we can't do that without a custom dimension. So let's go over to analytic page to make that happen.
All right, we are back on our website. We want to figure out which form our users are using in order to sign up for our newsletter. Let's take a look and see what that means. If we scroll down, we will see that we have a newsletter sign up here, which is in the footer, right? And we also have one on our newsletter sign up page, which is here. So which form are our users using to sign up? Are they going to the page to sign up, or are they using the footer on any page? In order to figure that out, we created a custom event in our previous tutorials. Please, if you did not watch that tutorial, I urge you to go back and watch it because this is a series. It will give you the understanding of what is going on in this present tutorial. We created a newsletter sign-up event that has a parameter of form ID, which was filled out. And the form ID is just the HTML element ID of that form. We created a different ID for the page that we did in the footer. So we now need to be able to get that into Google Analytics, which we are sending already via the custom events. And we want to have that process so that we can have the report and know which one the users are using. So let's jump over to Google Analytics and see what it looks like. So if we go to our engagement report, into events, so if we scroll down, we will see that newsletter sign up is already here. And when we click on it, we will see other information. So it's now telling us event count, total users, event count per user. All right, these are information we can see, country and events, but we don't have form ID anywhere. We can't see which form is used. We can see that there is a sign up, but we don't know which form was used. This is good, but we want a little more information. So let's jump over to our Explorer. We'll click on Explorer. Here on the Explorer, we will create a new exploration. And we are going to replicate that report and show how we would get that form ID in there. To do that, we will start by clicking on Start a New Exploration. So we will go and we'll add a new dimension by clicking on Dimension. Click on the plus icon to add a new dimension. We will add event name by searching it on the dimension search text box. So we'll search it here. So here we will enter event name. And once we enter event name, we will see event name and we'll select this box. And once the box is selected, that's the checkbox, we'll now click on Import. If you check here, you will see that our event name has been imported, right? And we will add that to our rows by dragging and dropping it on the row section. We will do that right now. So here you will see drop or select dimension. So we'll drag and drop it here. All right. So our event has been added. We can see it here. It has been added on the rows. The next thing is to add a matrix, and we'll add event count for that. We will do that just the same way we added the event name, but this time around we'll be clicking on the matrix plus icon. So this is the matrix plus icon. We will click on it. We will add event count by searching it on the dimension search text field, just like the way we did on the event name, right? So this is it here. We'll search for it. So on this search box, we will enter event count, and now we will see event count. We will tick the box, right? And then we'll click on import. Automatically, you will see that event count has been imported. We will now double click on the event count, and it's going to display its value by the right center of the screen, as we can see right here. Now the values are being loaded, the event count. So you can see the values are loaded on the screen. So double click on the event count. It's going to add it as a value on the row down here. As you can see, it's going to add it as a value here, and that will basically replicate the report that we saw earlier. Now we don't care about all other events. We only care about the newsletter sign up. We can create a filter on the event name and say that is exactly what matches the newsletter sign up, which should pop up if you have already sent events, and then click on apply. So we can create a filter on the event name and say it matches exactly. So under condition, we'll say it matches exactly. We'll select it, matches exactly. Then on the expression, we will now put newsletter sign up. We'll select newsletter sign up. So we will click on apply. So once you click on apply, it will load, and we'll see exactly the report will be modified. We now have our newsletter sign up. We know how many events that are there, but we don't know which form was used, and there is no way for us to figure this out until we create a custom dimension on the form ID parameter that will send in with our custom event. So let's go ahead and do that now. To create the custom dimension, we just need to go over to admin, and then we will go to our custom definitions. Let's do that. All we need to do is to click here, admin. So under data display, we will see custom definitions. We'll click on it. Here on this page, you will see custom definitions and the custom metrics. We are going to create a custom dimension by clicking on create custom dimension. So we'll click on custom dimension. So we'll create a custom dimension. We are going to name it form ID. So we'll click on create custom dimension, and we'll give it a name, form ID. Form ID. For the scope, we will select event. In case event is not selected, automatically you need to select it. But here you can see it's automatically selected. So I'll click on events. For other IDs, we will cover them in a different video. So now for the description, we will give it form ID let's give it form ID of the sign up form. Sign up form. You can give it any name. So we need to choose event parameter. For this, we will select form ID. Click on event parameter, and then let's select form. Let's look for form ID, form underscore ID. So this is it. We'll select form ID. So all is done, and the next thing for us now is to save by clicking on the save button. So click on save. As you can see, we now have our custom dimension created for us. Keep in mind that whenever we create this dimension, the data does not need to be processed. So it may take some time, up to 24 to 48 hours, before that dimension is available for you to use in a report or in exploration. The next thing we need to do right now is to go back to the exploration. That's the exploration page. So here on the exploration page, we can see the exploration which we just created. All right, this first one, you can see the time here. This is the recent exploration which we just created. Now what we can do is to add a form ID to our exploration. To do that, we'll just click on this exploration. It will take us to the page, where we'll add the form ID. So we need to create a new dimension. That's a custom dimension. We will do that. So we'll click on the plus icon here to add a new dimension. So here we'll select custom, and then we will search for form ID. And here is the form ID which we just created. We'll select it. So once this box is selected, we need to click on import. We'll click on import. Right, you can see here form ID is added. So the next thing is to add the form ID as a column to our report, right? This is column here. Just drag it and then drop it here. Add it as a column to our reports, and it stays here. Just to say, okay, it's here. Right. So the form ID is being added as a column to our report. So you can see the effects right now. So if you check here, you will notice that the value is not set. And what that means is that Google Analytics, that's GA, has not received any data for that dimension. But that's not exactly true here, because the problem here is that we send these events through prior to creating the custom dimension. So the only ones that are available to us are the ones that happens after we created the custom dimension. And this is very important. So don't go deploy your new event with your new parameters and have that run for a while and think you can create your dimension later. You need to create it at the same time. So as you can see here, it's telling us newsletter sign up. So it's not telling us if it is from the footer or from the newsletter main page. I will pause this video right now to create a custom event to differentiate between the newsletter sign up at the footer and the newsletter sign up at the main page. In case if you missed our tutorial on how to create custom events, the link is in the description. Please, you need to go back and watch that video to see and learn how to create custom events, because it's a series. It's going to help you to understand what we are trying to do right now. All right, we are back. I've finished creating the tag for newsletter sign up for footer. What I did was I created a new tag. Initially we have newsletter sign up, but I now created another newsletter sign up for footer. Now, one thing to note is that if you check here, this is for the footer page, right? This is the form ID, which is the HTML tag for the footer page. I named it newsletter form footer. Now, on the main page, I named it newsletter form just to differentiate. And that is exactly what I use to create my tags here. So let's confirm how I did the settings. If you click on newsletter sign up footer, let's click on it. And then you scroll down to triggering. If you go to triggering, as you can see, the name here is newsletter sign up footer, which is what you saw initially. Now, if I click on triggering, it will, and then click on firing. Now you will see this trigger fires on contains what? Form ID, contains newsletter form footer. This newsletter form footer is the HTML tag which I named here. You can see it here. This is the HTML element which I named here. For that of our main page, this is also how I did it. If you go to this place, if you go back to GA4 event newsletter sign up, let's see what the configuration looks like. So I'll scroll down and I'll click on triggering to see how the triggers are being fired. Now I click on this. Now you will see it contains what? Form ID, contains newsletter form. This is exactly what I have on the main page, which is this. You can see it here, newsletter form. This must be exactly the same thing you name it on your HTML for it to work. All right, so now back on our page, if we refresh this, let's refresh and see if we have some changes. Oh, great. Now you can see that our reports are already coming in. You can see here it's showing newsletter form footer and newsletter form. You can see for this one it has a total count of 8, and for the normal page it has a total count of 4. What does it mean? It means that people are making use of the form submission at the footer page. All right, you can see the count here, a total of 8 submission, and for the main page a total of 4 submission. we can now tell which form was used by the people to sign up for our newsletter. From the information here, you can see that the footer is the one used the most. This is pretty cool. We now have very valuable data that can help us take some decisions, that can help us make some changes to our website. But we can take this a step further. So we can add another dimension here by clicking on the plus icon. So let's add page title and screen name. Page. Now look for page title, and then screen. Page title and screen name. You can see here. Page title and screen name. And then we click on import. Now you can see it's added here. Now we can add this to the rules by dragging and dropping it here. Alright, let's add it. Page title. Let's drag it and drop here. Right. Okay, it's added. Let's wait for it. So it's added. Page title and screen here. Since it's always newsletter and sign up, so we can take event name out. So if we take event name out, let's see. And now we can see on what page this actually happened. By so doing, you'll be able to see which page is performing the best. So if it's a blog, you can actually tell which blog is actually driving this newsletter sign up.
All right. Hopefully this gives you really good understanding of how to use custom dimension to get more insight into what is happening on your website, which can lead you to make better business decisions. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe so that you'll be notified when next we release our next training video or podcast. Also, if you have any topic that you want us to talk about, please put it in the comment section. If it gains more votes, we will review it and will surely come up with a training video relating to that topic. We look forward to seeing you in our future training videos. Till then, bye for now.